All right, so it's 3 p.m. and we are about to start our today's webinar. A warm and sincere welcome to all the participants gathered here with us today. We truly value and appreciate your presence. Core mental health refers to the mental well-being of individuals who identify as LGBTQ plus. Uh, Understanding core mental health is crucial due to the unique challenges and stressors faced by this community, which can significantly impact their mental health. Addressing core mental health requires a multifaceted approach that includes providing affirmative and accessible mental health services, creating supportive environments, educating the public, and advocating for legal protections. By understanding and addressing the unique challenges faced by the queer community, we can work towards improving mental health outcomes and fostering a more inclusive and supporting society. HR Association of India welcomes you all to the 2024 Dialogue Masterclass series on the topic Queer Mental Health. To know more about HRA and its events, I would request all our participants to visit the link and details posted in the chat window. Request all the participants to kindly follow the webinar guidelines mentioned in the chat window. It would be great to have all the participants' feedback. We will be running a poll before the Q&A session. Request all the participants to give your feedback on the session. I now take the privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Umang Seth, founder of Mr. and Mr. Hugging Club. Umang had the good fortune to spearhead several groundbreaking projects. He founded Gay Bombay in 1998 to make people understand that being gay is not all about sex. He founded the Hugging Club of India, an NGO to empower people to talk freely about their feelings without the fear of being judged. He also founded Mr. and Mr., a gay matchmaking initiative. Mr. Umang helps companies and societies create safe spaces environments for the LGBTQ community to maximize their potential. He makes people comfortable with their sexuality to stop living with shame, fear, guilt, and insecurities and empower people to come out of the closet and live their lives to the fullest. You can follow him on LinkedIn. The link for the same has been shared in the chat window. Without wasting much time, I now hand over the platform to Umang. Over to you.
Thank you, Faisal. Thank you. Happy afternoon, everybody. Is my voice clear and audible? Good to go. Thank you, Faisal. Thanks, everybody, for joining, and thanks to HR Association of India for inviting me again and accepting my topic, queer mental health, which is very close to us. In fact, mental health is very close to the LGBT community because we have more mental health challenges than the straight community, and I'll talk about it that. So I'm going to divide my talk into four parts. First is I'm going to talk about my story, my journey. Second is I'm going to talk about self-acceptance. Self-acceptance plays a good role in mental health. If you accept yourself, accept your sexuality. Second is how to manage bullying, ostracization, discrimination, in a healthier way. Instead of getting angry, how to use compassion. Okay. And then I can talk about how workplaces can support better mental health for the LGBT community. Okay. So let's start rolling. So Faizan told a lot of good things, about me. I started all these initiatives and all that. But when I was growing up, I had zero confidence. In fact, my confidence was minus. I come from a family where my mother had schizophrenia and my dad had bipolar. So I grew up seeing my mother talking to ghosts and spirits. My father, whenever he got money, he went to casinos and gambling houses. He did not come home. And I was very ashamed of my parents. Told me very profound that your mom did not choose schizophrenia. Schizophrenia chose my mom. मेरे पापा बुरे इंसान नहीं है, उन्हें बुरी बीमारी है और मुझे बीमारी से लड़ना है, पापा से नहीं. Equipped with this, I started the Hugging Club of India. But before that, what I want to share with you is that I did not choose homosexuality. Homosexuality chose me, मैं कोई गे के लाइन में ऊपर खड़ा नहीं था या गे का टोकन नहीं लिया था. I was God made me gay. So homosexuality or LGBT is not abnormality. It is just in minority. Okay, and we need to accept that. Okay, so coming to mental health, how does LGBT face a lot of mental health challenges? I will share two incidents from my childhood. So I remember when I was filling my SSC form, the year was 1989, and the principal in 1989 said, okay, there are two columns, there is a male and there is a female. Does anybody need a third column? And one guy got up and said, Umang. And I just wanted to die. Everybody were laughing, giggling, and I was telling, hey, Bhagwan, ye dharti fat jaye aur mujhe le lo. Because I was so ashamed and embarrassed. Why me? Why did you make me like this? Next year, during our 31st party, I got a fish pond which said, Umang, when your mother was expecting, she wanted a boy and your dad wanted a girl. And when you were born, they both were happy. And everybody started laughing. And this deeply impacted my mental health. I grew up being very ashamed, embarrassed, trying to fit in, feeling guilty, feeling very inferior, because of the bullying, discrimination, not wanted, not loved, abused, violence, the fear, okay, what is wrong with me. In fact, there is a study which Deloitte says that 68% of the LGBT community have mental health challenges. More, more people, more LGBT community people leave their jobs due to mental health than heterosexuals. In fact, less number of LGBT people take mental health support or interventions, help than in fact more straight people take help than LGBT people. So these are really, really challenges. So first, let's talk about the stigma and sensitize mental health. I want you to understand that brain is also an organ and it can fall ill. Like any other organ, brain can also fall ill and we can take help. There is no shame, kind of a thing. No, suppose tomorrow you have a back pain, you have a toothache, you will rush to a dentist, you will rush to an orthopedic surgeon, and you will take help. But if you can't control your negative thoughts, your anger, you will not go because you will think, I am weak. I can't control my mind, so I'm weak. If you can't control your toothache and backache and you go to an orthopedic or a dentist, it's fine. But if you can't control your mind, your anger, your negativity, your anxiety, and if you go to a psychiatrist and a therapist, you think you are weak. Why do you think that way? Take help. You know, in your office, you all are in corporates. If somebody gets a heart attack, you will rush and help him. अरे क्या हुआ? बैठ जाओ, एम्बुलेंस को बुलाओ, पानी पिलाते हैं, आपको कोई घर पे छोड़ देते हैं. But what happens if somebody gets a panic attack in your office? You don't rush, you rush to avoid him. Oh, ये तो पागल है, इसको क्या हुआ? इसको जॉब नहीं करना चाहिए, इसको तो पागल खाने में भेजना चाहिए. Why do we do that? Right? Try to understand that, if there is an infection in your body, okay, if there is an infection, you will go to a doctor and get it removed. There is no shame, right? If there is a negative thought, if there is anger in your mind, why aren't you going to a therapist and a psychiatrist to remove it? You go to remove your infection, then why aren't you going to remove your negative, your thought, your anxiety, your fear and anger to a therapist? Why? Right? When somebody goes to hospital, right? You go take flowers, you take fruits, you go and ask him, hey, how are you? Are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? When your body falls ill, you go to hospital and people come and visit you. But when your mind falls ill and you go to a rehab, nobody comes and visits you. Nobody brings flowers. Nobody brings vegetables and chocolates, right? In fact, people come and say, अरे तूने ऐसा क्यों किया, तूने suicide attempt क्यों किया, तू ये तूने ऐसा क्यों किया, you are such a shame to a family, you should have not done, you are disgusting. When you go to a hospital, you say, how are you? Why don't we say, how are you, what can I do? When you go to a rehab, there is lot of stigma, right? If you don't feel healthy, if I'm not feeling healthy, I'm feeling there's something wrong in my body, I will go to a doctor, right? You'll go to a doctor if you're not feeling healthy. If you're not happy, then why aren't you going to a therapist? There is no shame in going to a doctor if you're not healthy. Then if you're not happy, why there is so much shame and stigma to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist? Why? Think about this. Okay. Now I'll tell you that my whole, removing stigma about mental illness and my inspiration is a psychiatrist called Dr. Bharat Watwani. Remember, I told you about my mother having schizophrenia and my dad having bipolar. For me, it was very normal to take my mom and dad to a psychiatrist. And just imagine I am at a psychiatrist waiting room. My mom is there, my dad is there, and I am like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Why me, God? I am getting both my parents who have mental illness to a psychiatrist. What is wrong? And there I was sitting at the reception area of a renowned psychiatrist, Dr. Bharat Watwani. And there I saw a plaque, a board, which said, okay, once upon a time, I was very depressed. I was very suicidal. I wanted to give up my life. And then I found my purpose in life. I started Shraddha Rehab Center. And now I am helping a lot of people with mental illness to get back to workforce, to get them back to their families. This was renowned psychiatrist Dr. Bharat Watwani. Just imagine you are sitting at the reception area of a doctor, and doctor himself is talking about his depression, his suicidal thoughts, and it is so liberating that even doctors are human beings. A psychiatrist talking about his own mental illness, and that was the changing point in my life. And I said, yes, we can talk about it, we can do something about it. And that's where uh, this doctor in fact has helped 10,000 wandering people with wandering mental illnesses like schizophrenia, taking him to his rehab and reunited with his family. A renowned psychiatrist like Dr. Bharat Watwani, who's got a Raman's award, talks about his own suicidal thoughts and depression, going a long way in removing stigma. So in 2017, when my friend Vishal Tandon, when he died of suicide, it got me thinking. I said, we need to do something about this. He was 40. He thought his career is not going anywhere. And he had chronic depression. And he didn't know what to do with his life. His boyfriend had just left him. And that's where he took this step. And that's where I realized that with my shame of having parents with mental illness, I need to do something. So in 2017, I started the Hugging Club of India, an initiative to remove stigma and encourage people to ask for help. It is primarily for the LGBT community and allies, but we started for the LGBT community, but it is for everybody, for all the communities, whether it is heterosexual, homosexual, any community, it is open to everybody. It's a safe space where people can openly share for the first time that I am feeling suicidal, I am self-harming. I had a lot of childhood trauma. My father was alcoholic. I had a helicopter mom, and I don't know what to do with my childhood trauma. So I'm addicted to porn. I'm addicted to drugs. I I have depression. I have bipolar. I'm not able to get out of my bed. You know, anything you can share. My boyfriend is hitting me. I don't know how to get out of a toxic relationship. People are behind my life and teasing me at my office, and I get panic attacks at work. You can come to Hugging Club and share anything without the fear of being judged. We listen and we help you to connect with a therapist, with a psychiatrist, and we sponsor medicine. In the last 7 years, we have helped 40 people to save them from suicide. We have sponsored treatment for around 1,000 people. So it's a safe space where you can be yourself and share what you have never shared in your life. There is no shame in talking about, because you did not choose mental illness. Mental illness chose you. Remember? So that's what it. Now coming to what I said, I told you, LGBT people have more mental health challenges than straight people. Why? Because we have a history of trauma. We have a history of being ostracized. We have a history of violence, abuse, discrimination, bullying, ragging. It affects our mental health, right? More LGBT people have depression and anxiety than straight people, right? It's a double whammy. We are struggling with our sexuality. मैं लड़का हूँ लड़की हूँ ये क्या हो रहा है being a woman I am attracted to other women, being a man I'm attracted to another man. What is happening to me? Why am I like that? For straight people it is very, but you have a privilege by default. You are a man, you are attracted to women and vice versa. But for us it takes a toll. We don't know what is happening with our life. We have to come out every day because we have to explain ke why are you not married, why are we talking like that, why our gestures are like that, why are we dressed like that. We have to give an explanation to everybody. We want to fit in, and then yet we don't want to fit in because we want to be our true self. Just imagine the agony we go through. So we go through lot of mental health challenges. Okay. So queer mental health is very, very, very important for the LGBT community, because we need to take care of our mind. Every day is a challenge. Now one of the best way to take care of your mental health for the LGBT community is first to accept our alternative sexuality, because we are different. Being different is not what do you say being different is not abnormality. It is just in minority. So the first thing we need to understand, we keep questioning, भगवान मुझे ऐसा क्यों बनाया? I'm a curse, I'm a burden to my family. Why did you make me gay? Take my life away. Why me? See, why me? There is no answer to it, right? Anybody can say, why didn't you make me born in Ambani house? Why didn't you give me fair skin? Why didn't you make me born in New York? There is no end to it. The idea is to just understand that you need to accept your sexuality and you are different. You are not abnormal, right? Now try to understand this example. If today, if you are a parent, if you have a child, okay, who's got blue eyes or gray eyes or green eyes, you're very proud. You're very proud. You'll put it on the social media. Okay, my son, my daughter has gray eyes, blue eyes. Only 2 to 4% of the world population has blue and gray eyes, and my child is one of them. You are so proud. There is pride in it. 4 to 8 to 10%, say 4 to 10% are LGBT community in the world population. Why aren't you proud? Why are you ashamed? If 2 to 4% blue eyes is to be proud of, then 4 to 10% of LGBT population is also to be proud about. We are also exclusive. Why aren't we proud? Why are we being ashamed of ourselves? We are also exclusive like blue eyes. So you need to understand. Suppose you get a bouquet. Okay, you get a bouquet where there are all colors of roses. There is a white rose, pink rose, yellow rose, and red rose. When somebody gives you a bouquet, You accept all colors of the bouquet, right? All colors of the roses. You don't say, I don't want yellow rose. You accept all roses. Then why aren't you accepting all sexualities? Just like roses are part of nature, alternate sexuality is also part of nature, and you need to accept them. Okay, I'll give you another example. Okay, today being an LGBT community, you are very scared. Ke, I don't want to learn engineering. I want to learn dancing. I want to do nursing. I don't want to discuss about cricket score. I want to discuss about Sadi Pallu. I want to watch fashion TV, not a football match. You want to learn nursing, right? But you stop yourself. Sudha Murthy, 40 years back, was the only woman in her engineering college. Was she abnormal? No, she was different. Then if Sudha Murthy 40 years back can be the only woman in her engineering college among all the men or all the boys, why can't you be the only boy, only men among all the females learning nursing, stitching, sari draping, right? If Shubha Murthy, you are kind of look up to her, proud, then why aren't you proud about your son being the only one in the girls' college? Right? See, the challenge is our mindset is like that. If a girl, she breaks the barrier and enters a man's domain, she becomes a firefighter, a pilot, or a mechanic, or an auto driver. Wow, my girl has entered a man's domain. My girl is walking shoulder to shoulder. But if a man enters a female's domain, a homemaker, a sari draper, a makeup artist, a nanny, a nurse, he's shamed. If you're proud about your son, about your daughter, sorry, walking shoulder to shoulder with men, then why aren't you proud about your son walking shoulder to shoulder with women, right? You will very proudly say, my girl, my daughter, she plays cricket like Sachin Tendulkar. Wow, meri daughter, kya baat hai? Then will you be proudly say that my son dances like Madhuri Dixit? No, na. Why are you ashamed of your son dancing like Madhuri Dixit and you are proud of your daughter playing cricket like Virat Kohli or Sachin? Think about it. Let this thought enter your mind. Okay. Let me go to another question. You remember Bappi Lahiri? Ramba ho, Bappi Lahiri. ऊपर से नीचे Bappi Lahiri was सोने की दुकान, right? And you accepted, you enjoyed, you danced. If Bappi Lahiri can wear gold jewelry top to bottom, then why can't I wear makeup top to bottom? वो Bappi Lahiri का style है, तुमने accept किया, तो why aren't you accepting my style, which is makeup top to bottom? Why? You need to think about it. The problem with our mental health is that we spend our whole life comparing. Hey, my voice is not manly. I'm not playing cricket. I don't discuss politics. I am not macho enough, or I'm not talking about football matches. We keep comparing ourselves with the straight people. But try to understand. A fish is born to swim. A squirrel is born to climb a tree. If a fish will spend his whole life comparing with squirrel, oh, I can't get out of water, I can't climb a tree, then he's going to suffer and feel miserable all his life, right? A fish is born to swim, a squirrel is born to climb a tree. A homosexual is born to get attracted to same sex. A heterosexual is born to get attracted to opposite sex. A fish is born to swim. A squirrel is born to climb a tree. Fish will not compare itself with squirrel. Why are you comparing yourself with a heterosexual? You are different. So what will fish do? It will go and move with other fish to have a sense of belonging, to have a safe space. So what you need to do as an LGBT person, instead of comparing yourself with the straight people, go and join LGBT groups, meet people like you, and be comfortable with your sexuality. And that is what I did. In 1998, I founded Gay Bombay, India's first social support group where LGBT community can come and be themselves. They can openly say that I like Jackie Shroff, I don't like Sridevi. They can openly say and go and tell their parents that there is nothing wrong with me. I don't need an aversion therapy. My sexuality is not a mental illness. अरे वो लड़की का रिश्ता आया है ना, मुझे उससे शादी नहीं करनी है, उसके भाई से शादी करनी है. A place where you can be yourself, where you can, if you are comfortable with yourself, you can be comfortable in all other areas, your hobbies, your work, your confidence. So that is what I created, a space where people can be themselves, wear themselves, do whatever they want to, and without the fear of being judged, bullied, or shamed. Now, see, first you accept your, I shared with you how to accept your sexuality. Okay. Now, the idea is once you accept yourself, you become comfortable, confident with your sexuality, you go to the outside world. Okay. Bullying, discrimination, abuse. How do you deal with that? Somebody criticizing you. First of all, try to understand that it will take a lot of time to change the outside world, but it's easier to change your response. If you respond with anger, अरे ये मेरे को क्या चिढ़ा रहा है, बाइला, ए भगवान तुमने मुझे ऐसा क्यों बनाया, I'm frustrated, this world is toxic, they are horrible, you're using anger. Can we change our anger to compassion? Because we need to change our response from the usual response to a healthier response. From our usual thinking, we need to change into healthier thinking. That will help will go a long way in improving our mental health. How to deal with all these bullies. Okay. First of all, let me make you understand that suppose somebody calls you to baila hai, to chakka hai, to ijda hai, to namard hai, you can get very angry and upset. Oh my me, why are you calling me? You're so toxic, God. You get frustrated. But the healthier way to respond is that whatever this person is saying, it is not his original thought. Society has put into his head, his upbringing, his peer group, Bollywood, his support group, they have put in this head कि ये लोग को ऐसे चिढ़ाना चाहिए. He was born as a clean slate. It is influence of the society. वो ऐसा नहीं है, उसकी सोसाइटी ने इसके दिमाग में डाला है कि इनको चिढ़ाना है. So we are not what he has an image of a man or a woman. We are different. So he has nothing personal about it. He was not born hating me. If I understand this, I am free. He was not born hating me. He's got nothing personal against me. It is just the influence of the society. I am free. If somebody calls you girly and you get disturbed, imagine and understand that you are not girly. You are not fitting into his definition of manly. Right? I am not ugly. I am not fitting into your definition of beauty. If you understand this, you are free. Okay? कोई तुम्हें सिक्सर बोलाएगा, सीसी बोलाएगा और तुम पकड़ के बैठ जाएगा. ओ माय गॉड, इसने मुझे बाइला बोला, सिसी बोला. बट रिमेंबर, बचपन में तुमने somebody told me तुम छोकरी हो, सेल्फिश हो, और तुम मम्मी के पास रो के गए, ओ मम्मी उसने मुझे सेल्फिश बोला, बाइला बोला, और मम्मी बोला उसने बोला तो होम गया. नहीं ना, तुम भूल जाते थे. तो अभी क्यों पकड़ के रखा है कि उसने मुझे ये बोला, वो बोला. और अगर किसी ने आपको बोला, somebody is teasing you as sixer, baila, try to understand that if you are getting angry and upset, you are giving him the power. You are giving him the power to disturb your peace of mind, to harass you. You take back that power. Don't let anyone harass you. Okay. Now, one of the reason mental health challenge is that with LGBT is that if somebody says you something, For example, somebody tells you for say 3 seconds that तू लड़की है, या if you're a man, somebody says you are लड़की है, तू छक्का है, तू नामर्द है, तू abnormal है, वो बोलेगा और तुम, and then you keep thinking about it. Oh my God, that guy called me abnormal. You think for 3 seconds, you will think for 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, and 3 years. You will keep thinking for 3 years. उसने सबके सामने मुझे इजड़ा बोला, सबके सामने नामर्द बोला, सबके सामने abnormal बोला, and you will fall ill physically and mentally, and you will blame that guy कि पार्टी में सबके सामने उसने मुझे abnormal बोला ना, that's why I'm in a mess. But वो तो 3 सेकेंड बोल के चला गया, 3 साल तक तुम अपने आप को बोलने लगे ना. That responsibility you need to take. He said and he forgot, but you kept on recalling for 3 years and you fall ill. Take responsibility of that. Go and take help. Okay. Next is, a lot of LGBT community keep blaming their parents. Okay, my parents did not support me when I told them that I was abused as a child, or they forced me to take engineering. I wanted to dancing, or they teased me. They told me to man up or something, and I am like this because of my parents. They tortured me. They tried to make me fit in. They tried to harass me so I fit in. Agree. Your parents did all that. But now you are above 18, na? You can't keep on blaming your parents. You know, your parents did what they did. But now you want to spend your whole life blaming your parents that you are in a mess. I am in a mess because of you. You want to tell that whole life to your parents? Or now you're above 18. Take responsibility. Okay, I am in a mess because of my parents, but now I am 18. I need to take responsibility and get out of my mental mess. I need to take help, because blaming your parent, तुम्हारे टीचर ने ऐसे बोला, नेबर ने ऐसे बोला, is not going to help. Taking responsibility is going to help. So take responsibility will help. Okay. Another thing with mental health is that we want to do so many things. We want to wear a purple pant. We want to hold hand of a guy, and we want to announce our gay marriage. You know, we want to declare to the whole world on social media that I am gay. We want to learn dancing and nursing, but we stop ourselves. कि लोग क्या कहेंगे? What will people say? You know, I want to understand, or what will people think? What will people think? You have no control of what people think about you. What they will think will depend on their upbringing, their surrounding, their mood today. If if your if your upbringing, if you start behaving as per what they want, you're going to pretend all your life. Do you want uh, do you want to spend your whole life faking? Okay, let's say for example, उसका अगर तुम्हारा मूड अच्छा है तो फैजल will say, Umang, you are dressed very well, huh, today. You have worn a nice formal orange shirt. You are looking good. But if Faisal, and I'll be very happy. But if Faisal is in a bad mood, he will say, Umang, what nonsense. You're doing a HRI conference or summit, and you can't even wear a blazer. And my mood will change and I'll be upset. So will my mood depend on what Faisal says? No, na. So you need to understand that you need to be your authentic self, right? Try to understand. Okay, today what is a taboo will become a norm tomorrow. Okay, 10 years back एक औरत का पति मर गया तो उसको व्हाइट साड़ी पहनने का, बड़ी लड़की की शादी नहीं हुई तो छोटी नहीं कर सकती, डाइवोर्स नहीं ले सकते हैं. Today, who wears a white sari after husband's death? No. Today, जिसको भी शादी करना है, जिसको वो करे, बड़े ने किया है कि नहीं किया है. Live-in relationship is common. Divorces are common. What you want to do today? Gay marriages, wear sandals, wear a purse, dress the way you want to. Do it. What is a taboo today will become a norm after 5 to 10 years. But do you want to kill your desire? Do you want to suffer for 10 years till become a norm? No. Do what you want today and bring a change, you know. Now, other thing which affects our mental health is इंडिया में ना तुमसे ज्यादा पूरी दुनिया को पड़ी है कि तुम शादी कब करोगे, you know. Your mom will get up in the morning and every day it's a routine. शादी कर 30 साल का हो गया, शादी कर, बच्चे कब होगे. See, once you if your response is, remember I told you, you can't change your world, you can't change your mother, but you can change your thinking, you can change your response, and you will fight me. Oh my god, my mother is so toxic, she's such a helicopter mom, she's such a torture, she's forcing me, there's so much marriage pressure. But if you understand, if you sit back, pause and reflect and understand that my where is my mother coming from, she's coming from a belief that 25 साल में शादी हो जाना चाहिए और 30 साल में बच्चा होना चाहिए. अगर ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो she is not a good mom, and this has been fed by the society, by her upbringing and her mother. So your mother has nothing personal against you, she's just behaving as per she's expected by the society. Once you understand that, you are free. And you know, we get very frustrated, we stop going out, we fight because the whole world is after your marriage. And one of the best way to release stress is to use humor. Okay, if somebody comes and tells you tum shadi kab karoge, you can ask tum divorce kabhi karoge. If somebody comes and asks कि तुम एक nosy auntie, वो बिट्टू की मम्मी अगर बिट्टू की मम्मी आके तुम्हें पूछे पेड़े कभी खिलाओगे, शादी कब करोगे, तो तुम बोले अगर जब तुम अपने पति को छोड़ोगी तब मैं तुम्हारे पति से शादी करूंगा ना. Use humor. If somebody asks you, are you gay? Devdutt Patnaik taught me a fantastic answer. If somebody asks you, are you gay? The best answer is not for you. The other answer is, why? Are you interested? So this is how you can, you know, use humor. With LGBT community and the straight people get married, we become very lonely. And for us, we don't have much support group. So what we do, we are finding a life partner, a date on dating apps. And some of the dating apps are very toxic, you know. They call you ugly, takla, and you get very upset, agitated. It affects your mental health. And then you say, okay, I am rejected. He doesn't like me. There's something wrong with me. I am not good looking. And it affects your mental health. At that time, you need to understand it's just been 3 days. You have met somebody on a dating app, an absolute stranger. He rejects you. He calls you names. He calls you ugly and takla, and you are frustrated. But for the last 30 years, your parents and friends have accepted you. Why can't we look at that? Right? And if somebody rejects you, if somebody doesn't like you on a dating app, try to understand that you are not ugly or unwanted. You are not fitting into the person he's looking for. There is nothing wrong with, you know, you, kind of a thing. Okay. So now what I'm going to talk about is a very interesting, if there are HR people in this room, how HR people, HR experts can give better support, better mental health support to the LGBT community. First of all, companies need to understand that there is a report that workplaces have negative mental illness or negative mental effect on LGBT community, right? So you need to make safer places. You need to make more inclusive places for the LGBT. Give them a sense of belonging. You need to make more comfortable places. There should be policies in place, you know. It's a place where we can be ourselves, you know. A straight person will talk कि आज मेरी बीवी से झगड़ा हो गया है यार. Can I come and talk कि मेरे बॉयफ्रेंड से झगड़ा हो गया है? Can I go to an HR and say, hey, I was on a dating app and this boy is blackmailing me? Can we have that kind of open spaces, that comfort spaces? Because for us, it is a double whammy, you know, double-edged sword. First of all, we are struggling with our sexuality, and then is our mental health. Okay, so workplaces have negative effect on our negative impact on our mental health. So we need to make this as a safer place. Can there be a place where, for physical illness, you have a physical first aid in your office? Can you have mental first aid in your office where I can go and talk and say, hey, today my mind is not feeling well. Can I take a break? Can you talk? Can you have a queer affirmative counselor or therapist in a mental first aid in your office? Okay. Can you have anti-discrimination laws, anti-bullying laws? Because I want to come as a whole and give my best. I want you to give me a sense of belonging. Just imagine if I come to work as an LGBT person and I'm constantly monitoring myself. There is so much mental toll to see that अगर मेरी आवाज लड़की जैसी तो नहीं है, मेरे जेस्चर्स, मैं हाथ ऐसा करूंगा तो लोग क्या सोचेंगे, कोई मुझे चिढ़ाएगा, मेरे कपड़े को कोई देख रहा है. I am not able to give 100% at work. My energy is going in monitoring and masking myself. How can I give my best? If workplaces can be more inclusive, there can be more steps, HR laws, same sex benefits, insurance policies, giving me a sense of belonging, then I can be myself. If you give me a sense of belonging, I will work with a sense of ownership. Give me belonging, I will work with ownership. Right? So workplaces need to, what do you say, sensitize mental health. Can we talk about mental health routine? Can we have workshops? Can we have people talking openly about their journey, LGBT stories, mental health? Instead of asking, are you fine? Can we ask, what is your current state of mind? Can we have such kind of processes? Can we have a selective group of people at work where you can come out to them? Okay, can we have that ladder? Can we make such kind of spaces where I can say that, hey, I need help, I need leave because my mind is not feeling well, my mind is unwell, where you can openly say that I want to go to a psychiatrist instead of telling I want to go to a doctor. Can you give a space where I can give my mental health bills, medical bills for depression, anxiety tablets at the workplace? Can we make that kind of environment? Try to understand that we have a history. We have a history of ostracization, a history of violence, abuse, a history of being neglected, discriminated. We are very sensitive. We are oversensitive. We get triggered very easily. Can you take time and effort to understand? हम ड्रामा क्वीन नहीं है, लेकिन हमें बुरा जल्दी लग जाता है because we have gone through a lot of mental health challenges. So workplaces need to take this into consideration and work towards sensitizing LGBT community. Okay. Workplaces also need to make LGBT friendly workplaces. And I will give you 2, 3 reasons why you need to make LGBT workplaces. Once I said that if 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 you give LGBT people a sense of belonging, they will work with a sense of ownership. If you give LGBT people extra benefits, you will extend benefits to same sex couple, adoption leaves, parent maternity paternity leave to same sex people. If you extend your leaves and benefit, we will work for extended hours. Okay. If you understand, we will understand. And look at the young blood, the new people coming out. If you have if you are having LGBT policies, the new people, the woke generation want to work with you. You will get new talents. If you have LGBT friendly inclusive workplaces, the new talent will not go to another company where he's getting more salary, but he will come to your company because you are more inclusive. So you are going to get more, what do you say, young blood. And when LGBT people are there, if there are LGBT people there, there is lot of innovation. Okay, there is lot of business growth. 10% of the LGBT population is there in India. Just imagine 10% of India's population is LGBT. 10% have a spending power of 160 US billion dollars. Imagine if your company is LGBT friendly, the pink money is going to go to you. सबसे बड़ा है pink रुपया. People will buy your products, use your services, join your company if you are LGBT. So it is in your favor to be LGBT. So I am done with my talk. Thank you, HRI, for creating such spaces. We need to have such kind of dialogues to make a more inclusive spaces and make this a better and a kinder world. Thank you, Faisal, and thank you, HRI, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Umang. So prior to our Q&A session, we would like to kick off a poll. While you're sharing your thoughts, we kindly ask participants to post their questions in the chat window. Thank you once again, all the participants, for joining us today's session. We have received numerous inquiries about the e-certificate offered by HREI. To claim your certificate, please share your details, name, and session attended via email to the provided email address in the chat window. Kindly ensure this is completed by the end of this month. We will email the e-certificate to you based on the details received. So, Umang, we have received two questions from the registrations. We'll just take
Yes.
it up. The first question is, why are LGBTQ plus youth particularly vulnerable to mental health issues such as depression and suicide?
That's a very good question. As I said, and when an LGBT person, when he's growing up, he can't relate to the outside world. You know, my friends are so macho. My friends are liking girl. I am not liking guy. Why I am so feminine? Why I want to dress up like a woman? Why I want to use my mother's makeup? Right? Just imagine you're not able. Your all friends want to play cricket and you want to play kho or langdi. You are different and you are not able to fit in. And when you are, the world looks at you and you realize that there is some challenge, you are weak, they abuse you. You know, just imagine the pressure you grow with. Okay, you want to fit in, you are different, you are not wanted, you are bullied, you are not loved, and every day is a challenge. Okay, why am I feeling like that? What is wrong? And that's the reason you have mental health challenges, because there is so much childhood trauma you go through. And that's the reason most of the LGBT population go through mental health challenges. And I can understand that because I run this matchmaking, Mr. and we do this something called as relationship pattern assessment. It comes that people are codependent, have insecure personality type because of the childhood trauma. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Thank you, Umang. Moving on to the next question is, what specific support systems are crucial for queer youth to help them navigate their mental health challenges?
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for asking, and this is very important. Once you realize that you are struggling with a mental health challenge, you are feeling depressed, crying spells, loneliness, panic attack, first of all, find a queer affirmative therapist in your area. Okay, you can Google it out. There, go for a queer affirmative who understands you, who will not ask you कि तुमने शादी क्यों नहीं किया है, you know, who will address you, ask for your pronouns. The first is uh, find a queer affirmative. Find support systems. We have Hugging Club of India. You know, you can join Hugging Club of India. There are gay support groups to have a sense of belonging. There is Gay Bombay, there is Yaria, there is a Queer Net. Look out for a support group. And there is Pran. There are a lot of these gay support group for your mental health. There is a Swikar, which is a parent support group. You can go and meet a parent and talk about your mental health, your vulnerability. So join support groups like Gay Bombay, Yaria, QueerNet. and you can get comfortable. You can always write to me. I can always help you. And there is Hugging Club of India, where we have a 24/7 WhatsApp group. We meet every Wednesday and Sunday, so you can join us and take help. And we will connect you to a therapist. We'll connect you to a psychiatrist. We will sponsor your medicine.
Thank you, Umar. Thank you, Umang, for answering our questions and your discussion on the various stressors and mental health issues, as well as the importance of affirmative healthcare and supportive environments, provided invaluable knowledge and understanding. The personal stories and examples you shared brought a powerful human element to the topic, making it even more relatable and compelling. As we approach the conclusion of today's session, it's imperative to express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed event partners, Geisha, NASCOM CUE, LinkedIn Local, Talgro, TLE, and WICCI. Their unwavering support has been instrumental in making these HRAI events possible. For further information about these associations, we encourage you to explore the provided links in the chat window. Thank you once again, dear speaker and our participants, for joining us today. Do join us for our next masterclass on 28th of June 2024 on the topic Healthy Mind, Healthy Body by Dr. Rajiv Kumar Tamani, Senior Consultant Internal Medicine at KD Hospital. As we conclude today's webinar, we appreciate your participation. Stay safe, take care, and we eagerly anticipate our next interaction. Goodbye for now. See you soon. Thank you,
Thank you,
Mang.
Faisal. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.